Good morning. I've just had my Saturday morning cup of coffee. The first thing I want to do today is congratulate the Michigan legislature for passing the laws that would allow the cap to come off charter schools, to allow more schools to be created, to allow more kids to have choice for the education that is best for them. It recalled to mind an old edition of Imprimis that I found in our files. It was back in 1998 when Ted Forsman wrote for Imprimis and talked about the Children's Scholarship Fund that he and John Walton set up. They put together $100 million. They went out into the communities and asked people to match their gift to create scholarships for children. And in a 6-month period of time, more than 1,200,000 children applied for these scholarships. These were children who wanted to get out of the government delivery system of schools to be able to go to schools that met their needs. So I want to again applaud the Michigan legislature. I want you to know that Ted Forsman, who recently passed away only a few weeks ago, was really he was a venture capitalist. He understood markets. He understood the idea of creating value for others. And in this Imprimis, and this is why Imprimis is really such a wonderful publication, he really went through the different arguments that are often put up by the monopolists to defend their position. Number one, choice works for all children. It certainly works for rich kids because rich kids have choice. But poor kids and middle-class kids need to have the same opportunities. And Forsman made the point that this argument helps all, not just a few. The second point that Forsman makes is that oftentimes choice is seen, particularly in the government school context, that it destroys the whole notion of community that is built around one school system. But in point of fact, it's very divisive because all needs of all kids are not being met. And oftentimes people are separated out rather than to be able to find the place that really benefits their needs and their learning styles. And the third thing that Mr. Forsman identified in this argument, or in this article, was that oftentimes they say that kids from lower income families don't have the intelligence to make good choices. But in point of fact, every person and every family knows best how to move forward to make the right choices for their kids. You know, I got to know Ted Forsman. I was able to participate in that original effort to raise money. We raised over $5 million in the Detroit area to allow Detroit children and children from the metropolitan area to be able to go to schools of choice. And Ted Forsman was one of those visionary leaders that Imprimis always tries to find to write for the publication. So I applaud the Michigan legislature. I applaud my good friend Ted Forsman, who honored this country by living up to its ideals, which were to provide value for others, and in this case, schools of choice for kids of choice, which are all kids. Again, thank you to the legislature, thank you to Freedom, and thank you to Hillsdale College for giving us Imprimis.